all that NBA draft stuff.
Is that what it was?
Is that what you're watching?
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm Skylar Smith. I'm a
Skylar?
new guy working with Justin Udy.
Perfect. I'm Jason.
Jason.
Skylar and Greg.
Greg.
I'm Dean.
Dean.
But I'm Rick.
I walked out of the office this morning.
Oh, second choice.
We're starting out with some applications and stuff.
Look at these 4 things first before we get to the meeting.
And that's Chris, Citywide. You need to tell Justin to show up a little early.
Morning. How are you? They heard that I was doing it. Or they heard you were doing it yesterday. No, they thought you were doing it yesterday. No. And Jason, they didn't know you were here. Friday. Something's got to go on this weekend. Right? Somebody's partying. I know all right. There's 5, 6 of us. We can start. All right, let's start with Napoleon. First, I know the responsibility to achieve God for the death and purpose of life. Therefore, I imagine myself resisting any action towards statement, and I hear now promise to judge action. Second, I realize that all many thoughts of my mind will eventually root themselves in outward as action, and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts to meditate upon the path of seeking the person I intend to become, thereby creating my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the mental law of suggestion, any desire that should be holding my mind will eventually express some back to me and I'll get back of it. Therefore, I will go attempt to examine myself and develop self-love. Four, I have liberated down and switched to my net of chief aim in life, and I will never stop rising, and the lifestyle develops just enough time before it's David. Fifth, I fully realize that all life positions belong to door, unless will is body reaching the justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which not benefit all but effect. I will see by attracting myself the force I wish to use, and cooperation with other people. I will self-serve me, as I will willing to serve others. I will lead the hatred, envy, jealousy, self-existence, by developing the love for all humanity, because I know that many times the Lord does it can never bring success. I will love them who you need, because I will be the dead, and in myself, I will sign my name to the word of good in memory, and repeat it aloud once a day, with full faith and gratitude with my thoughts and actions. So I will become self-reliant as first to 12 steps. This is 12 steps, one of the two standing with problems back to the positive environment, guaranteed 24+ transactions annually, and that's personal further growth achievement. 1. I dedicate 1 hour a day towards building protect myself confidence. 2. I practice internalizing myself skills for a minimum 1 hour a day. 3. I contact my spirit of influence by mail, by phone, enter in person, and by getting on board. 4. I make 100 contacts a week, 30 plus a day, by phone or in person. 5. I follow on these days. 6. I set 5 plus 2 appointments a week with buyers and sellers. 7. I complete the 3 qualified percent of my appointments. 8. I am the point that their listing ratio exceeds 50% greater. 9. I call on my sellers to install this every 3 weeks a minimum 5%. 10. I sell 75% of the one revenue employed. 11. I will return every sign of all contract every buyer needs 2 hours and required. 12. I will work with all the qualified buyers and pre-qualified by the board of standards and back the buyer growth agreement. Less time, less than expense. I recognize that some distractions only 6 outcomes. Therefore, I commit to following every step of this number 2. Alright, Tony Robbins. Now I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will lead, not doubt. I will pray, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a leader. Mighty God. Step up. Open affirmations. I will protect yourself for the gift of the soul. I think it will find you the goal. I practice what is right. I focus on small wins every day. Growth rate transaction on a eliminating market. My ability to make a scheme. I get stronger with every step. I'm a master of every situation. My goal is unchanged because I live with integrity. I always have productive thoughts. I take extra care of my body. I strive to stay with abundance of energy. I am tasked gratitude gives me a land of financial success. I think prosperous thoughts. I am prosperous. I know my money wisely and I profit every day. Taking action is easy for me. I need to start each day. I enjoy being debt free. I retire ready. I have some expected to be a real estate expert. I'm professional. I'm financially independent. I can fix the needs of others. I have solutions. Prospects for my business. I call inspired to tell my owners. Prospects will keep supporting. We do it for money, but that's why. People are trying to find enthusiasm. It's technology is key. I get really strong with every call I make. I'm an outstanding salesperson. I'm a proud lady. I know how to scheme. I keep positive. Trying to come.
That seems just like you. Oh. But the next one I want to get. There's a fight you best. So the next few minutes for Stephanie, we did it early because he just right now thinks he's great on floor. One, he just kind of way behind us. Yeah, I heard that. That was a big deal. Yeah,
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
How's it going today?
Awesome.
Small group, slowly getting bigger. Slowly getting bigger. Yeah. How's everyone doing this Friday?
Tired.
Tired?
I didn't know how to get out of bed. Summer.
Summer is now full. We're full into summer. Gratitudes, victories for the week?
I'm grateful that it's Friday.
Yeah, you got big plans this weekend?
No. I get sleep in. So finish my deck, work on a vehicle, mow the lawn.
Sounds like an exciting weekend.
It does.
Anybody else? Greg, how about you? Gratitude for the day.
I'm always grateful for the books we read. I'm finishing up the Charisma Myth and Tell to Win, and just the learning from those. Love it. So
Yeah.
it's the environment here. You know, the books get pushed, and for a great reason.
Yeah.
They really help.
Yeah, if you're not reading something, you're not learning anything.
Yeah. You're gonna let something into that mind.
Yeah.
Might as well be good.
Yeah, I'm reading a book on the life of John D. Rockefeller right now, and his mindset growing up. It's kind of fascinating. If you ever get a chance to read Titan, is what it's called. It's one of those big old don't want to start books.
Like Einstein's biography.
Yeah, so I put it in my car, and it's easier to start because I don't see the thickness of the book.
It's easier when it grows.
But I do see it says 35 hours of listening, but it's actually really a fascinating book. You learn a lot, and just his mindset, you know, things you're getting from these books, you know, either from people and the way that they grew up, whether they knew it or not. There's a real philosophy behind learning and continuously learning. So it's awesome. Yeah. Cheryl, gratitude.
Mine's a crazy one. Just
Yeah.
being able to be flexible, and when things fall apart, just bouncing back and thinking about it in 5 seconds and moving on.
Nice. Yeah. Good
Is
point.
anyone having trouble with keeping things together, or having to resell the same property a couple of times
Oh
for
yeah.
not good reasons and crazy stuff? But you
Yeah.
know what? It is what it is, and life's good.
Yeah, you know, we're seeing that as a huge challenge right now with a lot of buyers, because they're feeling the pressure of, oh, I got to get something now, I have to act quickly, and so you're having ones that are backing out because they didn't really want the house, but they jumped in it quick, or the agent is pushing them a little further than they're comfortable just so that they can get them a property, and so properties are falling out very quickly.
I actually heard one this week that the person canceled because the property appraised.
Because it appraised. Well, it's
Because
because the agent wanted.
Yeah, they offered really high, thinking, well, it won't appraise, and then when it appraised, they were like, oh, we didn't want to pay that much for it.
Yeah.
So it's like what Cheryl's saying, yeah, for crazy
Just
reasons.
crazy.
Yeah, their agents are doing whatever they can to get people into property, and unfortunately, the sellers are going to have the problems with that. So,
But because of our mindset, because of the environment, we just move on.
yeah,
That's it.
Don't let it get us down.
yeah,
Good
don't let it
point.
get you down. If you can't control it, there's no need to worry about it. Yeah. Paul, how about you? Gratitude.
I think I've been in multiple business environments throughout my professional career, and this has been an environment that's been new for me. I've been doing residential lending for now 18 months, and the finance side of residential lending is actually a lot simpler than what I've done in the past for over 3 decades. And the individuals that I had to formally deal with, some of them are fairly vicious. You're dealing with stockholders and boards of directors and people with lots of investors, and they just do not take any prisoners, and they're unreasonable, and it's tough to negotiate. And but this environment where you're dealing with good people with the same the same direction, same intention, same focus, same direction, objectives. It's been very fulfilling, you know, for me. There's probably not anyone here or elsewhere that I can't say that isn't friendly, isn't supportive, isn't you know, genuinely trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I can't say that for the former life that I had.
Yeah. Yeah, the environment definitely is different on that. It's an uncomfortable environment for people who don't have the right intentions on
Yep.
wanting to be helped. In fact, you stop. You first come, you're excited, then you don't fit in, and then you go, then you leave.
Yep.
So it's not that we want to be exclusive, but we do want to be a growth mindset. We want to produce. We want to be able to become better. So when we see negativity and things that are going in the office, we send them to Rick.
Yeah.
He'll talk them right out of it. So yeah, no, that's awesome. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about some skills, and specifically on the objection handling. So if you happen to have your book, it's on 66. You have a book? Yep. There you go, 66. So let's talk a little bit about the mindset around objection handling and objections. Are objections a good thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
That means they're interested and they're thinking.
They're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are they usually taken as a good thing by the one receiving them?
We've been taught to because we know it's a good sign.
Yeah. We've been taught to, but is that normally
No,
the
it's
case?
not normal.
Why is it not usually received positively?
It's not going your way.
It's not going your way?
It's not going how you, the presenter, would want it to go. They're not just laying down for you.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not just signing and moving on. Yeah.
I find myself taking it more personally, and
Uh-huh.
just understanding it's simply a business discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. So you take it personally on that.
I'm worried about them missing an opportunity that could really work out for them.
You're worried about them.
Well as me, but.
So when they give you an objection, yeah. Okay. So you're looking into the future and putting what they said now and connecting dots yourself, right?
The future, yeah.
Yeah, your future.
They're letting something go possibly that could really work out great for them in the long run because of how they feel right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the way they're feeling and what they're expressing. What else?
I think it's just a natural human tendency to want to throw up objections. I mean, they're testing you.
Yeah.
And
So it's natural.
It's normal, it's natural.
Yeah, so, but why are we uncomfortable with it? Why are we're teaching you not to be uncomfortable with it. And we're going to talk about, you know, why we say, I'm so excited you brought that up. But why do most agents or people in general feel that objection? I mean, let's just not even talk real estate. If somebody gives you an objection at the store or at wherever you are, we throw up a little bit of either an attitude or confrontation on it.
We take it as a rejection rather than just a question or a concern.
I like where you're going with that.
Is that your brain thinks, oh, they're not liking what I'm saying, or they don't like me.
Yeah, they're rejecting what I'm saying, but more than that, what I'm saying is they're rejecting me as a person. Paul?
Well, in a lot of instances, I mean, an objection is kind of viewed as, by the recipient as a negative. And the reality is, most objections are a request for clarification. It is a question. It is an opportunity for you to explain and, you know, the why, and in the process you gain their confidence that you know what you're talking about. And you're basically trying to reinforce to them, here's why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd just be a test, yeah. Testing us, but it's that natural reaction to that reflex of, do you want to sell your home? No.
Yeah.
Not today, not right now.
Yeah, it's a natural reaction. And I like what you said too, Paul, is it's just a question that they have. Do they usually state it in a question form? It's not usually stated
Sometimes,
in,
but
it's usually not stated in a question. So usually you're hearing, no, I won't do that, or they're answering a question from you. But I like the mindset that we're going with that.
Well, an objection is devalidating, and the number one human need is validation. So when you break it down to its simplest form, that's why we have resistance, feel bad, don't like it, because it's devalidating.
So the objection itself is devaluating?
Of course. It takes you to that basic human nature. The objection,
So,
because you feel it's a
so
rejection.
it wouldn't be the objection, it's how you're interpreting it, it's
Correct.
the devaluation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to be clear on that. It's not the objection,
No.
it's how you're interpreting
Correct.
it is
It's how
devaluating.
It's how you're feeling with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree with that, but we're coming into this relationship, or this communication as, this is our significance, what we have to offer you is these thought processes about how you can have a better situation. So when they say no, so it takes away our significance.
There you go.
We're-
That's it.
Yeah. So look at your morning. Has anybody been rejected this morning already by something?
Yeah.
What?
The dog.
The dog rejected you this morning. How did the dog reject you this morning?
To pet him and he ran.
Okay.
TMI.
Anybody else? Rejected.
TMI.
I get
Anybody else?
rejected by green lights every morning.
There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Is this morning I was about ready to drive through the light and it turned red on me. I got rejected by it.
Yep.
Did I take it personally?
You can't.
No. I got used to it. It's just what it is. Okay. What else? Anybody else get objected this morning?
Well, I'm used to getting rejected by green lights as well. I started going the speed limit on 13th East coming north. You hit like every green light going the speed limit. If you go too fast, you hit every red. There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
FYI.
Yeah, because you're going speed limit, you just make it through on yellow, and everybody else is like, everybody else got rejected by you. Thank you. So why is it that things like that, or things like the dog, or family members, why don't they bug us as much as when we get real estate objections?
You got your livelihood dependent, on it, and on a particular deal, so it becomes very, very personal.
Yeah.
It could depend on what your situation is.
Yeah.
If you're late for an appointment and you hit a red light, that can bug me as much as a rejection on the phone, because there's a consequence.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about livelihood.
Yeah, livelihood. You're attaching some future event to the actual occurrence of something.
I think a lot of it too, it's like, if you got a listing, close the deal, and then they had an objection afterward, it's not gonna bug you as much, because it's like with your family, like your family's your family, they're not going anywhere, you've already got them. So it's probably why it doesn't get down to the core as much, because you've already sealed that deal.
Yeah. So what I want you to think about here is a planned response. We have planned responses. Okay? When we know how we're going to respond to something, we are less likely to blow our cap or get upset. If I'm driving down the road and I'm just assuming, well, it'll probably turn yellow and turn red on me, I planned my response. A lot of times in real estate, I want you to think about this, is when they give us an objection, we either haven't practiced our response or we are unprepared for that response. Russ?
So the other thought that I actually had too is part of like why it doesn't bug you, what Greg said, if you're late, it bugs you if you hit a red light. If you're not late, it doesn't bug you. If you have enough business going on, meaning you are prospecting enough, you're generating enough leads, you've got enough, it doesn't bother you, an objection doesn't bother you as much either, because if this one doesn't work out, I'm not worried, because I've got plenty of other opportunities that I can deal with. But if it's the only one we've got, then it's kind of like being late for the appointment of, oh gosh, how come I keep hitting red lights?
Right, and that goes directly with what I was saying with a planned response. See, if my plan is I've got lots of things under contract or I've got lots of deals, my response is a lot less intense. If I'm late for a meeting and I planned to not be late for that meeting, when I hit the lights, it's not a big deal. But if I am not prepared for that light to hit me, I'm going to actually get a little bit more upset. So when an objection comes out at us, can we control what led up to us getting that objection?
Not always.
Not always, right? We don't know what, especially when we're prospecting, we don't know what they're doing on the other side. We don't know what kind of conversation they've had. We don't know if they're in a good mood or a bad mood or what they are. Okay, we can't control that aspect, but what can we control? Our response. Okay, now we might have things that are going bad and things that are happening in our life, which is exactly why when we look at these, when you look at page 66, every one of these start with, I'm so excited you brought that up. Okay, why are we so excited you brought that up? Is that because we want them to know that we're excited that they brought that up?
It's an opportunity to correct it or fix it or answer the question, or it's also a thing for us. Use our brain that we can be positive about this. That's great.
Yeah. See, and I look at it, that's the reason it's in there, is it's for us. Because whatever they're doing, they could care less if I'm excited about their objection or not. They might like that. But for me, this is a trigger for us. This is a trigger for us that says, no matter what's going on in our life, no matter what just happened, I'm excited that you brought this up so that my mind can trigger that I actually am thinking of this as a positive thing, not as a negative thing. As soon as we start thinking of negative things, what's the first thing that's going to happen? We're going to start to get upset, we're going to have a little confrontation, you know, my body language is going to sloop. Sloop. It can sloop.
It'll sloop. We're going to watch for your sloop.
We're going to watch you sloop. You'll see me sloop. Yes.
It's like slither.
Slouch.
That's kind of a quote, isn't it?
Yes, probably. I don't know. But we're going to start dropping. All of a sudden, we're going to start breathing a little bit faster. We're going to start to contract the inside, right? Do you think those are visual cues for a client? Okay. Usually, they notice it before you'll notice it. When you start to notice it, it went too far.
It can be for us, and in addition to that, if I'm talking with someone and they say, I'm really excited you brought that up, or I'm glad you brought that up, it puts me at ease.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of this going on.
Yeah.
I feel like they're on my side still.
Yeah, so even if they're attacking you,
It's a helping statement.
yeah, it's a helping statement. I like that.
I think one of the things that is really important in every instance, you know, you're going to get rejection, you're going to get setbacks, you're going to have times where it's just not going to work. And you know, the practice of resilience is really not only beneficial for yourself but for others around you, because you have to appear even in the worst of situations. You have to appear unruffled, unflappable. You have to you know, soldier on, and if you're able to do that, you know, your associates are able to see that, they're able to you know, benefit from it. More importantly, those that you're trying to influence, you know, to your benefit and to their benefit, you know, they see it.
Yeah.
And you know, again, resilience is one of those things that it's tough. You get beat up in life, and you got to be able to come back and come back stronger. And sometimes it's really, really hard.
Yeah, yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, but it starts inside, and it starts with thinking of the present and what we're doing right now and what we can control.
It becomes a reflex too, like the no reflex, because I'm at just a couple of short of 1,600 door knocks now in the last 60 days, and I've got 16 leads from a total of 1,600 door knocks.
Wow.
So I'm getting to where, a negative or a store slam or if I want an agent, I'll call one.
Yeah.
It's just laugh and move on. It's over, and the next one is possible sale.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
If not, I can't.
that's
do
great.
this.
Well, and that I wrote that down. I wrote it down as like a smoke screen answer. Okay, we are conditioned to say no to things. So if we react in a negative way, say somebody says, "I want to cut your commission," and you react in a negative way, or you start to like get panicky about it, my smoke screen becomes an actual objection. I just want to see what you said becomes an objection. And some of us who know how to do that, sometimes we purposely say it just to see what they react to, you know. Just because if they react positively, that's okay, this is somebody I want to listen to. They act negatively, it's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to talk to you right now. But
I found that by addressing it before they even say it is more positive than ever giving the objection anyways. So I'll actually bring the objection to them. Well, I know that you want to possibly look at 30 to 90 day listings, but let me ask you this. Do you know what the market's going to do in 30 to 90 days? It's my goal to sell your house in 30 days. But if the market shifts and we have to put it out a little bit longer, do you want to have to go through this paperwork again? Or do you want to have to go through this process again?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's a no.
Yeah.
But it's not a no towards me, it's a no towards, okay, this is.
yeah, so you brought it up so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought it up so they don't bring it up to you, and it's easier for you to handle. And that's a great way to do it. Yeah, you can bring it up.
Anybody, including other agents, because I'm looking at doing a lot of farms and ranches, and there's an agent, and I know that it's a 10% commission, 5% on each side. And there was an agent that I said, well, I have a client that's wanting to do an offer. Well, what's your commission rate? He goes, I'll pay you 3. I said, no, sorry, it's coming across as 5. No, I'm going to pay you 3. But I'm like, okay, well then our offer is going to reflect that, and I'm going to put it in the offer. No, that's not what you do. You're like, yeah, it is what we do. But it was addressing those up front.
Sure.
Each time, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to educate.
It really is.
Yeah, it really, yeah. So we just need to have a mindset of that. So we're going to in more in set, we're going to start role playing. We're going to role play some of these objection handlers. But I want you to think of these as when we go through these objections, we're going to go through them a little bit slower today so that we can kind of really get an understanding of what they're trying to portray. Because these are written specifically for us to become more powerful in the responses. When we create our own, if we're not in the mindset of making sure we're educating them, making sure that we're positive, we're either going to have a negative effect or a positive effect. We just need to know what that is. Does that make sense? So let's do our affirmations, and then we'll jump into a little bit of objection handling. If you can stay.
If they can.
If you can't, that's an objection. You should
Don't be slurping away.
Don't be slurping.
Don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally. I've learned not to take things personally when it comes to people walking out on me. All right, here we go.
Just have bad mornings.
That's right. I succeed because I have my goals. I am an optimist. I like talking to new people. I know it's important to me. I remember people's names. I have a daily plan and I follow it. I am passionate about real estate. I know persistence is my greatest tool. I like asking questions quickly. I enjoy reading to improve my sales skills. I constantly my emotions and results. I focus on my creativity. My presentation is powerful persuasion. I improve my sales daily. I am happy. I love the possibility of taking my business. I see my future is awesome. I love my life. I'm grateful and thankful. I control my meetings. I'm patient. I feel outstanding. I use my beliefs not to be given. I get things done. I provide extra help and service. I bring cooperative. I connect with people. People love me. I love others. I am disciplined and accountable at daily schedule. I promise education. I set everyone to daily. I'm a master trainer. I achieve my goals. I'm a real estate rock star. I'm passionate about my life. I'm literally perfect. I'm proud of my success. I know my destiny. I'm healthy and strong. I'm thoughtful. I'm thoughtful. I keep positive. No. All right, well, I guess it's just the two of us.
Greg's here?
Yeah, 2. 1, 2.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, yeah, we don't count.
You guys don't count it,
No.
evidently. I was thinking